Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart podcast. Each week, we interview the best and brightest in physical therapy, wellness, and entrepreneurship. We give you cutting-edge information you need to live your best life, healthy, wealthy, and smart. The information in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as personalized medical advice. And now, here's your host, Dr. Karen Litzy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast, and today is another great episode that was recorded live at CSM by guest host Jenna Cantor. But before we get to that, I want to thank our sponsor for today's episode, Health IQ. They use science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people like runners, cyclists, strength trainers, and more. Did you know 56% of Health IQ customers save between 4 and 33% on their life insurance? To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/HWS. Now, on to today's episode. Like I said, it's another great episode that was recorded live at CSM by my wonderful guest host, Jenna Cantor. She is a third-year student, DPT student at Columbia University. And today, she interviewed the ever-wonderful Dr. Brianne Showman Brown. She has been a licensed physical therapist since 2006. Since that time, she has been helping active adults and athletes get back to the activities they love. As ideas and theories in rehab, functional movement, and nutrition are constantly changing, she is always searching for new information in order to get you back to the activities you love as quickly but safely as possible. Being a CrossFitter and runner herself, she also understands the desire to want to push through pain, not wanting to take time off, and wanting to get back to activity as soon as possible when required to take time off. She does her best to keep you active in the things you're able to do, modifying as necessary, but not taking you completely out of the gym, off the track, field, or off the road. And you can find more about her over at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com and about her business, Get Your Fix Physical Therapy. We've got the website, we've got Facebook pages, everything you need and more on Brianne. So be sure to head over to the podcast, check out the show notes to find out more about her. Okay, so what do they talk about today? The importance of staying hydrated, not just as what we may tell our patients, but the importance of staying hydrated as the therapist, because guess what? We have to take care of ourselves as well, and self-care is not a bad thing. So we talk about the physical and mental effects of not consuming enough water. We all know how that feels. How to fit in those water breaks into your day, even if you're in a really busy clinic, and much, much more. So a huge thanks to Brianne Showman Brown and to the lovely Jenna Cantor for being our guest hosts on today's episode. Enjoy, everyone.
Hello, I am Jenna Cantor, and I'm happy to be partnering with Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart here at CSM in New Orleans. I am joined today by Brianne Strongman Brown, who is going to discuss how to consume an efficient amount of water while working in the clinic. It is so great to have you on here with me. Thank you so much, Brianne.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to do this.
All right, so first question. Why is getting enough water throughout the day important?
A number of reasons, but we're going to talk about this both from a mental processing standpoint as well as a functional standpoint. So research has shown just a 2% decrease in your body weight in water significantly decreases your mental capabilities. So that means you don't focus as well. It means you can't concentrate as well. So if you're in the clinic and have a really complex patient, it may take you longer to really process what you should do next with that person, or it's a puzzle sometimes that we're dealing with these patients, and it may just take you a little longer to what should I do next with them if you're just kind of getting stuck in a process. It could slow down your documentation just because you aren't as focused on this what you're trying to do when you're in that dehydration standpoint. The tough thing with it is by the time you notice you're thirsty, you're already at that 2 to 3% decrease in your body weight. So by the time your body even tells you to drink water, you've already passed that point of being dehydrated. From a physical aspect, it's just good to know, one, for educating patients, but also for ourselves, because we still try to be healthy and work out on our own too, is your physical performance in the gym, and if you're training for a race, if you're a runner, cyclist, martial arts, whatever it may be, your physical performance also decreases. So not just, you just get thirsty during your workouts. It's totally different. It's you are easily fatigued. You may not be able to go as far or as fast as what you could if you were fully hydrated.
Why is it difficult for physical therapists to get enough water throughout the day?
I think we just get so focused on what we're doing, and every setting's a little bit different. But if you're hospital-based, you're in room to room to room constantly. You may not go into an actual office or gym of any sort where you can be near water constantly. If you are in a traditional clinic, you may be seeing 2 to 4 patients at a time, so you're just constantly in between those people, not giving yourself a chance to even go take a second to get a drink of water. Before you know it, you're at lunchtime or you're at your end of your day and you haven't had any water just because you've been going constantly. And if it's not a habit for you, it's not something that you're even going to think about trying to do. And so you just don't take that time to go get water.
Yeah, it's not in your regular schedule. That
exactly
makes sense.
Exactly.
If a physical therapist does not drink enough water on a regular basis, let's say you gave an idea already what could be short-term effects, but what if they didn't drink enough water for a year? What could they experience? Because this could be people's regular life. They just always never drink water.
Oh, definitely. Long-term, all of our organs need water to function. So not that you would necessarily go into organ failure by any means, but it can definitely cause things to not work as efficiently. The less and less water you take, the less and less focused you are, the less creative you become with things. I know for me, I start getting a little bit dehydrated, and I just, my creativity as far as writing my blog posts and content starts going down, and I just may not be as fast writing my documentation for my clients. So there's that effect, but also you can get to the point that's like lightheaded or almost passing out or actual passing out, because if you're so dehydrated, your body it's going to shut down what it has to in order to keep you alive still. So I've known people that, have passed out for no reason, went to the hospital, everything tested negative. They did a couple bags of IVs and everything tested negative, sent them home, nothing showed up on anything. And all you can really conclude is it's dehydration that's causing some of that stuff. Well,
if the IVs are what worked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's not so far off to kind of guess that.
And we are going to take a quick 30-second break to hear from our sponsor, Health IQ. Health IQ uses science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people like runners, cyclists, strength trainers, and more. Like saving money on your car insurance for being a good driver, Health IQ saves you money on your life insurance for living a health-conscious lifestyle. These savings are exclusive to Health IQ, and you must qualify to get the special rate. To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/HWS.
How can a physical therapist fit in a healthy amount of water if they do not have breaks where they work? This can be a thing. People.
Oh, certainly.
I think even in New Jersey, it's in the law. They don't need to necessarily give lunch breaks. It's up to the employer
if they want to give it or not.
Yeah.
When you don't have a break, it can be a little bit difficult, but not totally. So one suggestion I give a lot of people for a number of reasons is drink 16 to 20 ounces of water when you get up in the morning, first thing. It helps. If you're sleeping in a good amount, like someone should, not like myself, you're sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, maybe longer. That's a long time to go without anything in your system, for one, especially without water. So getting that in your system, it helps kind of reset the system. It also has a little bit of effect on our digestive system as well and kind of jumpstarts that for the day. So it helps keep you a little bit regular as well. So getting that in right away. Another thing I like to suggest is before you eat a meal, just drink another 8 to 10 ounces of water, because hopefully you're eating at least 3 times a day. So right there, you can get 24, to 30 ounces just by drinking 8 to 10 ounces of water before you before you eat a meal. So by just doing simple things like that, if that's not part of your routine, you're at least getting a little bit more in you than what you would otherwise.
I like that. It's making it possible, because sometimes it's just you're really back to back and it doesn't fit in. You're in selfless mode. All right, so I believe this is the last question. Yes, it is. So what would you say to someone who worries about needing more bathroom breaks if they start drinking more water? So say they are able to fit it in, but then, oh gosh, I need to go to the bathroom again, and I have this patient now, and how do we make that work?
That can be a trick sometimes. I'm not going to lie. You kind of just, I think in the hospital it is a little more difficult to do, because you are in the patient's room typically. If you're in a rehab setting, you're walking with them, so it can be a little bit more difficult to step away. Outpatient setting, it's usually a little bit easier. Some can be on, even if you have 2 or 3 people at a time, it's like one can be on the bike, one can be doing a couple on tables doing exercises, whatever, and you can just go to the bathroom really quick. It doesn't take a long time to go to the bathroom, in theory. So usually you can sneak away, go to the bathroom quick, and come back. It's just the hospital and rehab settings can get a little bit more difficult with that. But, essentially just go and you can still have a minute or 2 in between your patients to be able to go regardless. Because in the hospital or in rehab settings, you're not seeing multiple at a time. You're one-on-one with those people. So you can easily put the one back in the room, go to the bathroom quick, and then go get your next one.
I lied. That's not my last question. You got me to think of another one. This is so great.
Certainly,
this is so great.
Certainly.
So is this true? And this is an honest question. Is this true that your body can develop a kind of schedule for going to the bathroom? So say you start consuming more water, can you get the body to just kind of memorize the time, and then it just kind of knows when it's okay? Because I have the performer background. So when I do a show, I literally have scheduled bathroom breaks, like it's part of the show, even if I don't have to go, my body just feels it at those times. Can that be a thing that you could develop in your schedule for a physical therapist?
I'm not totally sure about that. I know as far as your bowel system, you can get that on a schedule really easily. I think it's a little bit harder with the urination system, just because a lot of that depends on how much fluid you're taking in, on how much you're sweating out as well. Because, I know, me personally, if I'm doing a lot of stuff outside and it's hot out because it's Phoenix, that I may drink 48 ounces of water or more, but I may not have gone to the bathroom all day because I've sweated all out.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of situational things that come into play with that, I think.
Ooh, I hope somebody gets inspired to do research on this.
Let us know if you do.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Brianne. It's actually Showman Brown, but I like to call her Strongman Brown, because if you know her, she is a strong woman. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for having me, guys.
So a huge, huge thank you to Brianne and to Jenna for such a great interview and sharing such good practical information for all of us out there about the importance of drinking water. I'm just loving all these interviews from CSM. I think they're awesome, and I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone who helped me out at this conference of 17,000 physical therapists. And I'm also grateful for today's sponsor, who they are Health IQ. So again, they use science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance. 70% of their exclusive rate clients get approved at the top rate class, which means you are saving money on your life insurance. So if you want to save money on your life insurance, to see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/HWS. Thanks everyone for listening, and have a great day. Stay healthy, wealthy, and smart.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the podcast at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media.